Welcome back, guys. It's a bit busy actually this morning at our favourite phone box for a couple of reasons. It's warm. 2, it's sunny. 3, most importantly, it's not hot. In other words, it's a perfect day. Kind of goes back to May. Feels like more like May right now. However, Monday coming is forecast to be the hottest day of the year thus far. 31, 32. It'll probably end up being even hotter than that. It could reach 35 for horseguards, which means without a doubt the horses and the troopers will be taken off. I think they'll be taken off, to be honest, before noon. Hopefully we'll get to see that on Monday if I'm out and about. Seemed to be a lot of confusion yesterday, guys, in the comments about why is this video old, or I've seen this video before. Because the new sign with the dinosaur isn't visible. To confirm, the video that was published yesterday, videos, long form, and the shorter extract from it, they were filmed this week. They've never been published before because I haven't got a time machine. So those of you that were saying you've seen it before, I'm thinking, how? I mean, I'd never seen it before, so I don't know how any of you could. I think it's because occasionally we have had situations in the past where a tourist and or their kid has walked through the box. Maybe some of you got deja vu with that. But under the video window itself, doesn't matter whether you're using a phone or you're using your computer to watch YouTube. If you click the more, the little button that says more, you'll then get a full description. That full description includes, on every single video on the channel, the date the video was filmed. It also then says after the date, in brackets, either part 1 or part 2. So it will say part 1 of 2 and part 2 of 2. If there's no brackets with part anything, it means that it was a single part. There's no point in me putting a bracket and writing part 1 of 1, is there really? That hopefully will be the last time I need to go back to that. Meanwhile, we've got, it looks like the president of Brazil is on the phone. Oh, she's telling her boyfriend to shut up. I think he's calling actually, just to let her know that he's very proud of the fact that she beat Simone Biles in the Olympics. That's what it is. Yeah, it's this Brazilian girl that won gold. And rightly so. I mean, first Brazilian gold, I believe, at least of recent times, in the Olympics. So it's good that she chose London. Bearing in mind the French begged her to stay, do a bit of PR work in Paris. She's like, I don't want to stay here and eat frog's legs, snails, and all kinds of other oddities. I want to go to London and eat hamburgers and get myself, larger and better for next year. Or actually not next year, what's it going to be? 2028. Actually LA, in fact, in 2028. Right, I think they've had their time, folks, here at the phone box. I mean, it's funny because some tourists, as you've noticed before, have no sort of social situational awareness, or the fact that there is a massive queue. And I'm not exaggerating about the queue. Look, if we go back, that's how long it is, guys. It's a long queue. These are her friends. She's now getting ready to take pictures of her buddies. Getting into a loving little... Oh, we can't do that in public. For goodness sake, chap. There are kids around. God, what an absolutely dirty fellow he is. Anyway, guys, our favourite tour group has arrived and they're marching CCP style to... yes, I did say that. To horseguards. Meanwhile, look at this. Seen this before, but rarely actually here on Parliament Square. The 2 greys at the front. Folks, the good news is that the people in the back are alive. This is not a funeral procession. It's actually, would you believe, yet again, I can zoom in and show you, a bridal shoot for a Chinese magazine. There, look. Fake Chinese bride and groom with a videographer and a photographer. Like I said, everything London, British, royal, regal, historical is big business in China. Massive business. I mean, you see it by the size of the Chinese tour groups that are brought here. And lest we forget, all of these hundreds of gazillions of gajillions of whatever quadrillions of renminbi are being converted and spent here in pounds or in Paris and euros, etc. In other words, it's a great thing that there's so much money, new money primarily, flooding out of Asia. Not just China, of course, we have India as well, other places, but all of this money, so much of it, flooding like a wave into Western economies, but primarily here, London. And it's funny because it's not just typical tourism, like these groups that we see that arrive and then disappear, rinse, repeat. There are whole areas of London, mainly on the south bank of the river, around Vauxhall, Battersea, the newer buildings that have primarily been snapped up, most of them over the last 5 to 10 years, by real estate investors from China. This way you've got whole areas that are completely devoid of life. And talking about devoid of life, you've got another Chinese bridal couple in the middle of Whitehall. I'm going to go across this time and ask if it's a real wedding or whether it's just a magazine shoot. I mean, you know what I think, because I said it, look. In other words, I'm reasonably certain it's, look, it's fake. Look, we're walking to the Senate. Ta-da! Wait, let's ask the photographer. One second, guys. She's still busy focusing her aim. 1 second. Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah?
I see so many Chinese couples, like bridal couples in London. Is
We're
it?
not Chinese, sorry.
My apologies. Bridal magazine shoots.
No, it's not bridal.
Is it real?
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I mean, they're doing the pre-wedding shoot.
So, but it's a real wedding couple.
Yeah.
Oh, where are you guys from then?
South Korea.
Oh, you're South Korean. I see so many, in fact, groups of people taking these bridal shots, in fact, in London these days. I thought all of it was for magazines.
No, it's not for magazines.
See, when you do it, it's always real. The couple's always real.
I mean, I can sell like more than 90% of the real.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's funny, because when I spoke to Chinese people before that were doing it, they said it's always fake for bridal magazines, but that's not a thing in Korea, it's always real.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah. Because we are doing the pre-wedding photo shoot before the wedding.
Oh, I mean, she looks really happy, so maybe this way.
Yeah. But she's not model.
I'm sorry for assuming you were Chinese. I'm sorry. Folks, here we have an authentic, lovely, amazing South Korean couple. Gosh, there I go again with my South Korean Chinese crossover. Oh, goodness me. Hey, I'm glad I confirmed it. Why? Because one, it makes me look stupid, but more importantly, number two, they are a happy couple. And they look lovely, don't they? And we're going to walk past them, folks, and go to horseguards. There they are. Congratulations, guys. Super cute, actually. Right, on we go. Right, we need to find some Chinese photographers next time. And confirm, one, that they are Chinese. And two, more importantly, whether it's real or not. I don't know, it just seemed like a little bit too kind of, I don't know, Wizard of Oz, Skippy, you know, slightly over dramatic to be authentic. But hey, I mean, if the photographer says it's real, I guess it's real. Should have run after the horse and carriage at Parliament Square and jumped on the back, and I could have said to the couple, have no fear, I used to be a footman at the palace many moons ago, and just held on tight while filming. Gosh, it's really busy here at Downing Street. What are they all hoping for? It's odd because you don't really see this anywhere. Okay, alright, you do get crowds around the Kremlin, but you don't get these sort of numbers squishing in front of, for example, the Elysee Palace. Actually, to be honest though, the police there are so much more on it. Even if you're staying near the Elysee Palace, they still ask you where you're going, even if they've seen you every morning for a week. But this is crazy, no? Like, kind of, what are they all hoping to see? There's nothing going on. In fact, the PM's not even at home. He will be down at Chequers, his country house, for the weekend. Paid for by all of us. That's right, taxpayers. Gosh, wait, I'm trying to think about where we can fit through. It's a bit squished here. Look, there's no very little space to get through. 1 second. I mean, I guess in a way that, having spoken to them, I guess in a way it's a good thing, because even if they're doing a photo shoot here, just a photo shoot, a pre-wedding photo shoot, which I find kind of interesting. Have we ever heard of that in the UK, people? Or is that a thing in the US? A pre-wedding photo shoot? I mean, you're dressed up as the bride and groom. Well, is it not the case traditionally, typically, that the groom is supposed to see the bride in her dress for the first time on their wedding day? Unless it's a different dress. I don't know. I mean, this is why it seems so peculiar to me, actually, to see a bride and groom, a genuine bride and groom, unless they've just left the registry office. For example, in Chelsea on the King's Road, you do see a lot of people coming out of Chelsea Town Hall, people throwing confetti and so on. So that's a bit of a thing here, but that's typically a kind of a classy thing. It's very, very low key. In fact, a lot of celebrities have gotten married at Chelsea Town Hall. So maybe it's a very different thing in certain parts of the world. It's a pity, actually. I should have asked the photographer more, but I didn't really want to impose. But she was very kind about being labelled Chinese. Especially as we all know, China and South Korea are not exactly, bosom ally buddies. China, of course, being allied with North Korea. I should have asked her, actually, what she thought of Kim Il-jung. Oh, Frenchy guy just said bonjour. Sorry, folks, I was busy looking across the road. I just heard it. It's like, who is saying, which random person is saying bonjour to me? Bonjour. Right, here we are, ladies and gents. It's a little teeny weeny bit less crowded today. It's still busy here, and by good fortune, the guard change is still ongoing inside. 2 police horses that have decided to pause themselves. Look, you can see that horse's bum just by the gate. See it? Yeah, it's right there. And that's because they are still changing over. That's why all the tourists are jammed here. Oh, the clown with 3 phones is back, guys. There he is with his silly red hat. Unbelievable, really. Okay, let's get to the other end. They've just, wow, look at our timing, guys. Look at this. They've actually just opened the gates at pretty much the exact moment I turn up here. The gates open and everybody decides to march through. I have no idea where they're going. Gatesman, gateswoman, one or the other, no idea which. Oh, the tourist here was hoping for a picture. Look, I missed it. They were just hoping at that exact moment that they'd be able to stop and get a picture, but they missed it. Okay, let's wait for the 3 or triple or double or quadruple phone brigade to zoom through the gates. We will focus for the moment, folks, at this end. Just looking at what we've got going on in the yard, etc. This is going to be a better option. Now it's Saturday, so it's packed. So let's forget about worrying about which horse we've got or horses we've got. Let's focus more on interactions with said horses. For those of you wondering about the date today, it's Saturday, folks. Saturday the what? Saturday that I have no idea. 10th, I think. Saturday, 10th of August. I think it is anyway. I forgot, guys, which day of the week it is today. Sorry, which date it is today. I know which day of the week it is. And over there, as ever, in fact, it's only my second time seeing it after that brief 30-minute video that we made. When was that? On Thursday. Yeah, that's why I wasn't here yesterday. There was no content filmed here yesterday by moi. No, don't touch the Stegosaurus, don't touch the dinosaur, don't touch Godzilla. Nothing. I wonder actually if that sign is printed sheet metal or whether it's actually a piece of card. And the heavier it is, the more it's going to pull on the sign above, even though it's chained to it. I wonder what's going to happen if we get a tourist trying to actually correct it so that it's hanging completely straight. Okay, let's see if anyone's going to be a bit cheeky today or whether everyone's going to be normal. Oh, there we are. That didn't take long, did it? I mean, that really didn't take long thinking about it. What was it, about 2 minutes between getting here in the first hand? Give or take. Horsey looks really, really chill though, to be honest. Oh, he had to just oh, Trooper gave him a dirty look. Oh, he's off. The group that's around me, behind me, left and right, is enormous. There are a lot of people here. But the good thing to see is that maybe because of the sign, which regardless of whether you understand it or not, is clearly a warning sign of some sort, it's keeping people back, keeping them a little bit more well behaved. Great chap, sorry. It's okay, thank you. One of the people that put this in yeah, she watched it.
I love watching it.
Oh goodness, there's something cathartic about it, isn't it, to be honest? A little bit of the old world meeting the modern, I think. But these days the horses are not reacting so much because they hung the new sign. See this odd thing at the bottom, don't touch Godzilla bit at the bottom.
I would talk to anyway.
It hasn't solved the problem. People are still hands all over, but it's lessened somewhat. So don't disappoint me, ladies. Don't go and touch your horse.
They are doing videos.
Oh,
I love you
brilliant.
so much. I wish I did that. He's such a good boy. I think they can sense if you're a little bit nervy as well.
Yeah, definitely.
This guy comes on
Is it your YouTube videos I see?
You're in it. You're in the video today. Of course I did. At the roughly 17-minute mark on this, you probably know already, in case you don't. Hey, have a good day, ladies. Yeah. Super cute. That was their mum, guys, in the lovely green dress. Two girls were super friendly. We've got a car aerial, guys, in the frame. It's a tour guide with a car aerial with a flag on top of it, which is a little curious. I'm trying to keep it out of the frame, but it's easier said than done. Leave the teeny bits in the middle so he's finished with his car aerial. Ta-da! A little star on the mouth. Yellow star. Trooper's looking around thinking, flipping hell, I've got almost an hour of this. I think he's got about 40 minutes, give or take, of this until the changeover, so not as bad as the entire hour, but hey, 2/3 of it is bad enough. Luckily, from the position I'm standing in, actually, his face is largely obscured by the horse's head. Most people have been polite enough to actually crouch or duck below the camera as they go by. Otherwise, we'd have constant motion of people's heads bobbing up and down in the frame. Who's next? It's our favourite tour group yet again. I think actually in the past month or so, the Chinese tourists here have made up the largest group overall, haven't they? It's actually been fairly rare to hear somebody speaking French in the past fortnight plus, curiously. But that will change. It's a funny thing actually, thinking that this is actually peak season right now. We haven't heard a single shout from the yard actually yet, which is surprising considering that we've been here for 20 minutes and not a single get whatever. Also, actually, I don't think we've actually seen a V sign yet either, have we? 20 minutes in, let's see. Oh, hold on. Second I say it. That's it. This is my horse sign. What horse is doing that swinging thing? I think our family were trying to tell her to get closer, but she doesn't want to. Just about squeeze everybody in. They're getting a bit too far apart to fit in the frame. Now the good news, folks, is that for a Saturday, I haven't spotted any listed events. There were no marches. I mean, as you saw, there were hardly any police about. So I think we've actually finally got a normal Saturday, whereby we should, at least in theory, just get happy tourists and no protests or marches. No one's realised there's a camera here, obviously. I am, but it's okay, don't worry. Oh gosh, it's chaos here right now. In a second the horse is going to quit. I can feel it coming. It's like this bro with the big smile on the right. Now the fellow just showing their group selfie that this family are preparing for on my right. Notice the trooper gave him a dirty look. That's the selfie group. COVID central here today, folks. Okay. That's it, they're done. Selfie group is out of the way. Horsey's not happy, is he? Look. Oh, the first sacrifice, look. That was really fast for the weekend. Things, I think the kids are wrong flavour. Horsey prefers blondes. I think the problem is if the horses are completely left alone, as they overwhelmingly will be, between Monday and Friday, i.e. weekdays, only to then be mercilessly mauled for a few hours on a Saturday morning, I think they're going to react much more to that mauling than they would have done before. Because to a certain extent they would have been desensitized somewhat. But obviously, if there are no hands all over all week, Saturday arrives, of course he's going to be like, get your filthy hands off me.
When you're ready, I'll be just by the black gates there. Alright? I'll wait for you guys there.
Always pushing in front of others. Look, what about the lady that's already there for a picture? Is it Mr. Nikon here on the right? Isn't using his flash. I didn't see any flash, but that could have been the reason that the horse got a little bit restless. I think he's having a contemplative moment in the box. The problem is no one's able to get super close now because they need to go and stand on the cobbles. Bing bong. Oh, look at that. Guys, that was a divine intervention. There's no gatesman or woman, no stableman or woman. The gates just magically opened. Now I know how Moses felt when he reached the Red Sea. Incredible. They were not fastened, obviously, and just opened all by themselves, giving the horsey an escape route, but more importantly, giving us more of an interesting view into the yard past the horse. Gatesman, woman is out. The trooper hasn't raised his sword, so straight back in he goes. Or she goes. Breezy here as well today, actually. I'm trying to spot which police officers are on, but I haven't seen there yet. Oh, hold on, there's one. Only two as far as I can see, which is unusual for a Saturday. Maybe there might be more, maybe in the tunnel. One thing's for sure though, it's going to be extraordinary if we actually ever see somebody grab the reins again. That seems almost beyond taboo now, whereas before it used to be a pretty regular occurrence. To be honest, actually, the horse being back in the box isn't a bad thing. It means he's not going to get tapped by wandering hands, and it means people won't try and approach him in such large numbers, because clearly that demarcating line, i.e. the cobbles, acts as something of a natural deterrent. To always getting pictures at the back of the box with the horse's bum. But I think we all agree on one thing, people. The sign on the right needs to be duplicated on the left. After that, tourists are out of excuses. This is very fixated on the camera. Ah, he's looking at the police horses walking along the road, thinking, why is that not me? Well, see, it's because they rejected your application to join the Met Mounted branch. They said you look too serious. What do you mean too serious? That's not true. I'm only like this when I'm on duty. I'm actually kind of chill otherwise. Who's up next? One. Might end up getting the most civilized Saturday of the year, ladies and gents. It's usually when I say that, though, that things end up going wrong. So that's not the case today. People, a group of ladies arriving by taxi. A taxi to drop them off here. So horseguards has actually become a bona fide stop-off point. Given the cost of London black taxis these days, folks, they must be rich. They've abandoned us. The tourists are gone. They've vanished. Massive crowds that were here dissipated just like that. Let's have a little wander, guys. I'm thinking to myself, how on earth did that happen? There were so many people, and all of a sudden there are no many people. Look. That is crazy, in fact. A real surprise for a Saturday. I mean, not a bad surprise. It's not a negative, but still surprising nonetheless. It's also somewhat surprising that there are so far fewer people than a typical Saturday filming today. Wait, let's get a teeny bit closer. Are these people finished and move? There we are. Closer to the new sign. Very surprising, to be honest with you, ladies and gents. Yeah, exceptionally. I wonder if there's another major event happening somewhere. I know there's something tonight at Osterley Park, but that's nowhere near the centre there. So I wonder what else it would be that's distracted all the tourists today. Because there are still zillions of them, but they're just not here at this moment. Okay, at least at this end we can keep an eye on who's coming through the gate as well. Horse-wise, I'll leave it to you guys. Not because I'm lazy, but because I bet I don't get it wrong. Okay, you can hear some very large groups rolling up to my left. He's like, come on, come with me. Damn, it is properly busy, guys, behind me now. All of a sudden, tons of people just arrived. Let's see if they go toward the horse. This trooper and the horse look much more relaxed than in previous weeks. I can state that categorically. The horse is like, for goodness sake, can somebody approach me and try and talk to me? I wonder also whether or not the new "Don't touch the horse" sign applies equally, for example, to people that will try and feed the horse. That'll be a curious thing to see. We haven't yet had any examples of attempted feeding since the new signs went up. So how long will it be until that happens? Guess we'll find out. Guys, you dropped your thing. You dropped your piece of paper. Is it yours on the floor? You dropped it. I'm afraid I don't want it. Weirdly enough. Oh, he's got it. That's good. No littering. There's his family on the left just bashed in, or pushed in as well, between his family on the right. Dad's just like, bro. But to be fair, the family on the right were here first. He's not only pushed in front of them, he's pushing in front of the camera. Mr. Entitled.
Aspetta, no, non dire una no, dice di non toccarlo, però sì, può andare a la foto. Vai vicino a qua.
Okay, Italiano group.
Questo cartello non lo devi toccare. Bene. Anna, vai con Leo.
It's very squeezy on the left, look.
Vai tu con Leo. Mettetevi solo là, vai, vicino a papà. Anna, vai. Non ti prendo, Anna, non ti prendo.
Oh, Italian group.
Leo.
Probably with the nosebleed. Lovely.
Ci siete? Sì. Anna, vieni.
That's it. Say, look, he's had enough. I think he made his reaction to that guy. Look, he's now vexed because a little kid pushed in. I think he's wondering if this is a skit, like those Anatoly gym skits. Angry muscle man. I mean, to be fair, he was there first. And he's the boss, guys, lest we forget. He has to remind us all. Oh my goodness, look at this. The crowding on the left. Yes, folks, the group on my left are a Mandarin-speaking Chinese group. Not South Koreans. They just finished their photo shoot. Here we go, we're lining up. Group shoot of the morning. Wait, what? I don't think the trooper nodded, but he's not doing anything to prevent her touching his horse. Curious. Did he give permission? I must confess, folks, I was looking at the Chinese group on my left, so I don't know if the trooper nodded his head, or she just assumed that him not saying no equaled a yes. Very bizarre. Interrupts this broadcast, guys, to bring you an Interpol wanted notice. Stanislav Bogdanovic is wanted. Last seen walking along Whitehall in a rainbow-themed top. If any of you see him, dial 999 and quote Stanovic. Gosh, I need a wider lens. We're not zoomed in at all, yet not everybody can fit. This is making me hungry, guys. I'm wanting a cream bun with coconut from Chinatown Bakery. Let's move the camera a teeny bit out of the way. Everyone ducking to go below the camera, look. That's actually really sweet. Long line of ladies all ducking. These people on the left are pretty much taken over. Bing bong, there's the bell. The thing is, without it being super sunny, we're not going to get the usual Saturday fashion show. Rich people getting dressed up at raffles, crossing over for their pictures before going for brunch. Of course, he's wondering if he forgot to put his deodorant on because he's repelling the tourists without even doing anything. Deep woman screaming at tourists on the other side to make way because they're blocking her. She's got almost no chance of getting close to the horse. Let me move a teeny bit, guys. Alright? Because for some reason, the police have also just come out, probably because of the sheer number of people that are thronging. Okay, here comes the gates woman. Look. Oh, she went round this group.
Yeah.
I think it's the numbers that are sort of crowding around somewhat that the police are not liking. Oh, that's interesting. They're actually telling them to move back as well. I wouldn't have thought even close to being too close to the horse. I don't know, I guess it just seems that the police don't want anybody getting too close to the trooper who's the gatesman. Wait to see if she goes back to the archway. Yeah, back to the arch, not into the tunnel. Yep, there she goes. Okay, that was interesting. If the police are telling people not to get too close to the soldier, I think that's personally way overdue. That should have happened a long time ago. Because let's be honest, horse can take care of itself. If too many people are annoying the horse, getting in the horse's face, the horse can bite them, kick them, shoo them out the way or whatever. However, if it's the trooper, yeah, the trooper can shout, but we've seen so often that people just ignore. Massive group of Chinese here crowding up the archway. Look at this. Golly, it's packed. Oh, she just spilled their pictures. She's off. Is she or he? Can't really see actually. Okay, they're all waiting now. Where's the soldier? Hold on, where's this bro going? Look at this. Look at this. That was super lucky. Would have screamed in his face.
そうですね。じゃあね、みんなこの映像見れたら、今度バスに戻るので、
I
今度
don't think the trooper's happy at this point with how many people are swarming around the archway.
信号が立っています。
If I stand back a little bit, give you more of an idea of just how many people there were. They're all sort of moving out now, but wow. I get it. Way too much crowding there, though, for the moment. It's unusual to see the trooper, in fact, moving that much. But that bro that walked straight into the archway and looked around the corner, good lord, if that had been a Blues and Royals, you know what would have happened, don't you? Yes, you do. Wow. Right, what's going on the other side? Isn't it curious how 15 minutes ago we were thinking that, you know, horseguards is pretty much so empty, they might as well close it. Now, it's absolutely packed. Okay, I'm not sure if they're about to let somebody in or take someone out. Last couple of horse on the left in camos. Change straight back up again. Oh, sword is drawn, held aloft, and rested on his right shoulder. That has really caught the attention of the tourists. Look at this. Everybody's sort of moving forward now to see what's going on. Why is he taking the sword out? Golly. It's a busy yard, people. Very. Wow. And it's not really letting up at the front, oddly enough. It looked for some while as though it would, but as you can see, it certainly hasn't. I don't know why it hasn't, but it just hasn't. Very curious. So now we're filming a trooper being filmed. Maybe somebody's filming me as I'm filming them as they film the trooper. Okay, we're back in close to the sign. Be interested to see actually if the soldiers come out, if too many people are here and the police don't come out and tell them to move back, as we just saw. They've got a changeover coming soon. 1 second, how long? It's 11:51, so pretty soon. It's super tempting, folks, to be in the yard. I can't make my mind up, to be honest. People on video calls to home, right in front of the horse. It's interesting though, because the regular tour guides with their groups are not here today. And I've noticed that difference immediately, actually. It means the numbers, although they're large, are not out of control. But why would it be that almost every tour guide, not all, but almost every, decided not to come today? Unless they're running late. Or unless they've all been banned. I mean, that could be another explanation. Unlikely, but none of the familiar faces are here. 6 or 7 very regular tour guides here every weekend. Pretty much since I've been filming. None of them are here today. Now, I think you'd all agree, ladies and gents, that the signs are working, but I think you'd also agree that it's very curious that exceptions are made for some people. The problem is, if somebody comes along, and a lot of you mentioned this, and I did agree with it. In fact, I was reading it this morning on the way in. If, for example, I don't know, 50 people here and nobody touches the horse or even gets close, Then one person comes along, talks to the trooper or is known to the trooper, hands all over the horse. How is everyone else then supposed to immediately understand that they can't touch the horse if they've just seen somebody else touching the horse without getting told off? The key, ultimately, guys, I think you'd agree, is consistency. Hence, the ideal, I think, would be a sign either side, as I've mentioned multiple times, 4 signs total, and no one is allowed to touch the horse unless they're in uniform. Now, a lot of you had mentioned that you thought it was strange or that the police shouldn't touch the horse. I personally don't agree with that for 2 reasons. One, the police are clearly here on operational duty. They work here, that's obvious to anyone. Secondly, they're in uniform, which means, as well as being at work on operational duty, they're in a position of authority. So I don't think anyone's going to sort of confuse, a police officer, especially with, an automatic weapon, of doing something wrong and using that as justification for them doing it. I think anyone that's in uniform touching the horse is not an issue, personally. I know a lot of you will disagree with that, just my take. So if they can keep everyone that isn't uniformed off the horse's face and everywhere else, I think the problem will ultimately end up becoming a non-issue because it will resolve itself. Let's be honest, folks. It was very normal last summer for clowns to come up and jerk the reins and then run away. Saw it so many times. It got boring, it was so frequent. That's partly why the new sign with the reins was introduced. At that point, it kind of calmed down. It was rare to see somebody grabbing the reins. Now it's almost extinct. In other words, it takes time. In the case of the previous sign, the reins sign, a year it really took for rein grabbing to die out and those videos to stop being, generally speaking, stop being broadcast. I personally think the same will happen with touching. I think that, assuming all is well and Horse Guards is still as operational as it is at this point, this time next year, I think that touching the horses will be quite a distant memory. I really do. Time. It needs to just sort of, filter out. Plus, a hell of a lot of what has gone wrong here in terms of the way that tourists have interacted with the guard and the horse. A hell of a lot is due to TikTok. Yeah, those little snippets that have gone, sort of hyper viral. There's nothing on anyone's channel across YouTube that's close to the hyper virality of TikTok. Not even close. It's a completely different ballgame. Those little teeny TikTok videos. That one watering video from last year that I think is pinned to the top of my TikTok, that's got 40 million views, which is completely insane. In YouTube terms, that would be something like 250 million, relatively. The point is, TikTok has driven a lot of the negative behaviour into accepted popularity, but I see that changing already, and eventually it will be extinct, folks. I absolutely guarantee you eventually it will cease to exist. Okay, last corporal of horse telling everybody to get behind the bollards, and the trooper as well also telling everybody. This is great. The trooper, the police, and the troopers in camos are all singing from the same hymn sheet, as it were. Trooper's also telling everybody. Twice, the trooper on the horse has told everybody. That's quite a rare thing. We don't really get a lot of that, do we? Brilliant. Oh, look at us marching straight through with a dog. Is this bro gonna come through the box? Nope. Here he comes. Sheepish. That firm hammer It's really changing it, isn't it? The interesting thing is, because I wasn't here yesterday, I have absolutely no idea which horses the lifeguards brought with them. No clue at all. So whoever comes out next into this box, and indeed at the other box, will be new to me as well, folks. Oh, look, somebody peeking their head around the stable. Box door, rather. I don't know, actually, in fact, how many minutes we've got. I think it's imminent, the changeover. The trooper's poised to shout at somebody if they get too close, you can see him. So many people are still flooding out, in fact. Off we go. Plus police reinforcements as well. 4 officers on duty now. Plus the Lance Corporal of Horse inside the gate. And the horsey that wants to go and have breakfast. Well, actually, to be honest, brunch at this point. Now, it feels like we barely started, guys, so I will stick around for part 2. Right, here they come. One massively blazed beauty and another one. Ooh. This one's really vocal, isn't it? Really vocal. My beautiful horse here. And here's the next one. Gosh, the hoof is super warm. Let me see, folks, if I can get it for you. I'll dismount him before everyone starts going out to the horse again. 1 minute. It's worn and it's shiny. Okay, let's have a look. I think I might have it.
There you go, Bob. That's the changing of the guard.
I'm sort of 80 to 90% sure this is Winterfell. I do remember that teeny weeny little blaze, but more importantly, the number is not really close to another one, either above or below.
Speak to you later, yeah?
So I'm going to leave this in the video as Winterfell. If any of you know differently, feel free to write it. But I'm reasonably certain enough to state it. And you know how cautious I am these days with the horses. The good news, folks, is that I do have accurately not only the spelling but also the numbers of the first 4. always say Z, which I know annoys you Brits. I mean, I'm a Brit, but I say you Brits, the rest of you Brits watching. I think the problem is I lived abroad so frequently when I was younger, in 7-8 different countries, in fact, in my 20s, that I picked up all sorts of little bits of language and culture, which is not good, I will admit. Hence my very often repeated mistake of lieutenant instead of lieutenant. I mean, I know it's lieutenant, for goodness sake, so it annoys me when I just drop it in there as lieutenant. I do know the correct, and I know I should be saying Z and not Z, but forgive me, fellow Brits. It's not intentional, it's just unfortunate. It's remarkable actually how many people think I'm not even English. Your accent isn't English, there's like a bit of something else in there. I'm like, well, hello, there's not. Right, they're busy actually changing over the gatesman and the chitsman in the yard, which to me is a surprise because I thought and assumed that was going to be done on the next hour. So what I think I'll do, actually, look at how many people there are. Nah, it's not worth risking it. The yard is completely chock-a-block. Okay, let's focus on the front here, guys. That's the main reason that we're here. And we will have, shortly, a transition from where we are now into part 2. Coming soon. After Beanie Man and a few other tourists. No folks, don't get excited, it's not David Beckham. Oh, massive make way in the yard, there we are, that's my punishment for not being in the yard, I guess. But hey, it happens. I'm not actually sure which side that happened at actually, because I haven't seen the other trooper return. I think it was the relief as they were coming out told the tourists to make way on the corner. Curious, very curious. Oh, Moses has turned up, guys, on the left. He's looking very serious in front. I haven't seen a face that sort of stern and committed since Charlton Heston in Ben-Hur. Very impressive. He's like, bring me my chariot now. I will win for thee, my master. And brother's cool, to be fair, because he's wearing a cardigan and it's 23 degrees. What if he's famous actually? He might well be the Pakistani Ben-Hur. Very impressive. Right, we've got massive floods, guys, coming out of the gates. Look. Leave the troop up in the corner for the moment. And the back of my head is in multiple people's group and family selfies today. I knew I should have shaved my fuzzy neck and had a bit of a trim, but hey, here they come, look. Flooding out. Ta-da. Word's gotten out that they're including onions with the bread today. Onion bhajis coming up. We'll start part 2 at the other end in front of the other horse, who's a very unique looking horse with the blaze, massive blaze, and a much larger horse at the other end. other problem is that people, new arrivals here, might have a quick glance over toward the horse. As you can see right now, nobody can see the "Hey, don't touch the dinosaur" sign, because half the time the tourists are in front of it. And the problem is, some of you mentioned hang it up higher. Oh, flash photography behind me. Where? There is nowhere to hang it higher. Notice the way the wall works, folks. Anywhere else except where the existing signs are hung would look incredibly odd and out of place. So we've got a limited amount of real estate for the signage. I think we need to hire a graphic designer, somebody that's specialised in getting a message across using primarily graphics with limited wording to knock up something that will do the job. That's the key, really. Bright visual deterrent is going to be much more effective here than some words that nobody will read. I think we've got a consensus on that pretty much. Okay, who's up next? I'm not sure what that outfit is on the left. It's kind of like a swimming costume meets daywear meets Texas radio. We've actually been really lucky, guys, to be right at the front most of this morning. There are a ton of people here filming now. I think we hit the sweet spot time-wise. Part 2 will be somewhat more challenging, but hey, I'm up for the challenge. We've also got a new gates person. Oh. Fabio, his name is. What a great tour guide.
Yeah.
Oh, the horse is having a nap. What a top man Fabio is. I've never seen him before. It must be a new tour guide. If only, folks, the tour guides were all like Fabio, the problem would be solved, wouldn't it? Permanently solved. The thing is, I'm wondering where Groove Rider is at this point. Fabio is rarely out there alone. He's a super funny guy. He was saying, "Look at Daddy," and the kids looked at him. I think he panicked for a moment and thought, "Hold on a second. I've already got enough, you're not mine."
Ma,
Oh.
跟你说啥来着？
Oh, her son got very angry then that she did that. She's getting quite interesting at this end. Maybe I'll stay here when we start part 2. We'll see. That will certainly help with continuity purposes if we've still got Fabio here. Actually, guys, yeah, back in part 2. Right back.